guys, we are back for another week of Read Along with Alane, and this week, as you can see, we are outside. I really wanted to get some fresh air this week, and I hope you guys will join me. So we're going to be reading from The Blue Witch, and we left off last week with chapter 14, which is a really good chapter. Hugo met with Jasper, the old sailor, and Jasper gave him a really cool sea emerald. So let's see what happens in chapter 15. Now, chapter 15 is going to be from Abigail's point of view. So here we go. The best part of Indira and her two rotten friends having detention was that Abigail was free to meet Hugo in the gardens after school. When her last class ended, she skipped down the path to the jukeberry tree, pigtails bouncing. She peered up into the branches. No sign of Hugo. She sat down to wait, wrapping her arms around her knees. My, how you've grown. Abigail started. A woman was sitting next to her on gracefully folded legs. Pale blonde hair fell down her back. Her gown was white, but it was her eyes that drew Abigail. They were a milky color that made her gasp. The woman smiled. Yes, I know I look quite strange. I am Vor, goddess of wisdom, and you are Abigail. Abigail didn't know what to say. That's right. What do you want with me? Vor smiled and lifted one hand. A white dove flew down from a tree and landed on it. She stroked it gently. You are like this dove, Abigail, still bright with hope and goodness. She blew on it softly, and the feathers began to change, fading from snowy white to gray, then darkening until it was black as night. Its body grew thicker and its beak longer until it had become a raven. It cawed harshly at Abigail. But the world can change you if you let the darkness in, Vor said. The goddess lifted her hand and the raven flew off, wheeling into the sky with a chorus of angry caws. She turned her sightless eyes on Abigail. You mustn't let the darkness win. Abigail rested her chin on her knees for a long moment. Something about Vor's words rang true. Whenever I recite the witch's code, I feel it chipping away at me, she said quietly, as if it's trying to remove the parts that feel things. I don't like it. Then fight it, Vor urged. Don't become like the others of your kind. Abigail's head came up. How? If I want to be a great witch, I have to learn to be like them. You can be a great witch who is also merciful and kind. You can choose to be different here. She placed her palm lightly on Abigail's chest, where it matters. Abigail's heart ricocheted. What if I don't want to be different? Vor withdrew her hand. That is for you to decide. The woman rose nimbly. Odin sent me to offer sanctuary to you, a chance to grow up away from this place. Or you can stay and let the darkness grow in you. I see both paths ahead. Neither is easy, and the hardest one of all is to fight against those that would make you into their pawn. Think it over carefully. Vor's form shifted, and in her place, a dozen white doves took to the sky, winging into the bright blue. Abigail held her breath until the last dove disappeared, and then blew it out, her breath, in a long exhale. Leave the Tarkana coven? Fear sent cold shivers up her spine. She couldn't imagine life away from this place. As awful as it was at times, it was still her home. Branches rustled overhead, and Hugo tumbled awkwardly onto the grass next to her. You're here, he exclaimed. I've been so worried about you. Was everything okay? Did Madame Vex punish you? Abigail turned, giving him a faint smile. No, I turned the tables on Indira, and she ended up getting detention. They don't know how Fetch escaped, and no one's talking about it. She hesitated to tell him about the visit from Vor. It felt too private to share, even with Hugo. "I have news about your magic," he burst out. "Really?" Excitement kicked in her chest. "You know why it's blue?" "Not exactly. Jasper's sure your mother was Lysandra, but he said you didn't get it from her." "Well, that can't be. It's not as if a Balfin could give me magic, silly." "Your father wasn't a Balfin." He told her about Jasper's story of the lost sailor. "My father was a sailor? Where is he now? Does he know about me?" The words tumbled out. "Jasper wouldn't say, only that he had powerful magic. He said you can't let anyone know your magic is blue, or they'll know you're Lysandra's daughter, and you'll be in the same danger she was." Abigail threw her hands up. "Well, then I'm finished." "Not yet." He held out a silver chain with a large emerald dangling from it. "This can save you." "It's beautiful," she whispered, "but what does it do?" "It's a sea emerald. Jasper says if you wear it, you can use its magic to change the color of your witchfire to green." Her eyes lit up. "Let's try it then." She put the necklace on and put her hands up, drawing them in a circle, feeling the energy build. She thrust her palms forward, releasing it. Sure enough, the witchfire that sputtered out was emerald, even brighter than Indira's. "It works!" she shouted, jumping up and down with joy. "Now I can pass my spectacular spells exam." Hugo grinned. "There's something else. Fetch didn't leave." "Why not?" He shrugged. "He wouldn't say. He had me take a note to Jasper for his master Odin." "Why does a powerful god like Odin want to spy on the witches? We need to know what was in that note." Hugo fidgeted, looking uncomfortable. "What is it?" The boy's face grew red. "Well, I triple promised Fetch I wouldn't read the note, and I didn't." "But," she prodded. "But I didn't promise I wouldn't try to discover what he wrote." Hugo pulled out his notepad. He took his pencil and began lightly rubbing the edge of the lead back and forth across the page. "What are you doing?" Abigail asked. "You'll see." Hugo's tongue stuck out between his teeth as he worked. A faint line appeared, and then another. When the paper was completely covered in shading, he held it up for Abigail to see. The pencil sketch had revealed words. "The dark one rises." "What do you suppose it means?" "No idea, but we're making progress. We know your magic came from your dad. That's something." "That's true. Thank you, Hugo." Abigail clasped the sea emerald, eyes dancing. "I'm off to find Madame Arisa and pass my spectacular spells exam. Wish me luck." And that's the end of chapter 15. Oh, that was a really good chapter. I like how they learn how to use the magic in the sea emerald to like camouflage her magic from blue to green thanks to the power of the sea emerald. But even more exciting and interesting was the fact that Vor, goddess of wisdom, do you remember her from the prologue? She was with Odin when they were racing through the woods. Anyway, Vor comes to visit her, and she kind of gives her an invitation, right, to come stay with Odin and to be safe, I guess, from whatever future might unfold for her. And she gets to sort of decide, I guess, what she wants to do. So that's kind of interesting. So guys, I hope you had fun today reading chapter 15 outside with me. Tomorrow I'm going to find another place to maybe read from. And until then, I hope you guys can get outside. And if you have time, click the link in the description so that you can be doing the worksheets for the chapter. Some of them are fun and some of them make you think a little bit, all right? We still have to be thinking, all right? So guys, come back tomorrow. Until then, stay well, stay healthy, stay happy, and Miss Alane will be back again, all right? Alane out.